does a meme have to do with crypto other than crypto folks using them? Well, I've got Bhargav Patel here to talk about Meme.Market as well as DAOs. He's the CTO. We've heard of meme coins, but what do memes actually have to do with crypto? Let's find out together.
Okay, great. I'd like to welcome Bhargav, the CTO of Meme.Market. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, of course. So what's your role as a CTO at Meme.Market? How'd you get into it? And tell us kind of what it's all about from your perspective.
Yeah, no, great question. So yeah, how did I get into it? Really interesting. So a few years ago, I started a fitness tech company where we did data tracking and gamification for boutique fitness clubs. So if you've ever worked out and wore a heart rate monitor that tracked your data in some capacity, we've probably tracked your data at some point. And so we implemented. Me to work out. Oh, what's that?
That would require me to work out.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was the whole point, right? So we implemented these tracking mechanisms for fitness clubs where members can come in, they can work out, and they get a summary after their session. And, you know, it's supposed to be motivational, inspirational, and it's something that gives trainers material to coach them on as well. So it led to, you know, very high retention for these fitness clubs. We grew that company, sold that company back in 2018. And since then, I've always been into crypto, but I started paying more attention on Twitter, on Discords, started joining all these online communities, and really wanted to make an impact within that. And around 2020, in the middle of COVID, if you remember, there were so many memes on the internet, right? And a lot of the communication was being done via memes. And so that's what brought me to Meme.Market, is that, you know, memes are very powerful, and I'd like to, you know, try to make some impact with it, right? So that's a main reason why I joined Meme.Market in the first place. And yeah, my role as a CTO is to really, you know, since we're an early stage startup right now, get into, you know, the core of Meme.Market from, you know, blockchain perspective, or from in development of the front end perspective, really get into the core of it, development of, you know, develop smart contracts, do some development around front end, connect with, you know, the partners that we're working with, integrate with their systems out there, and kind of bring the whole ecosystem together. So yeah, that's my role in a nutshell. And as we grow, it will be expanded towards growing the team, building a developer community around Meme.Market, and yeah, really, you know, expand the ecosystem out.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I think, like, right now, of course, during the bear market, you know, it actually did a positive here and got rid of some of the projects who weren't really building anything unique. So it actually probably paves the way for some decent partnerships with kind of projects that are still going and doing something of value. So that's pretty cool. And I think it's a good time to be networking and building. So yeah, with Meme.Market, it's an interesting concept, because you're like gamifying something that people already love to do. You know, and it's not just like GameFi. It's not just, you know, regular video games where you're introducing NFTs. It's like, you know, the memes are already there. Like, you know, it seems like the perfect combination. And yeah, I've played around with it. It seems like it's a pretty good time. So what do you work on specifically with the project? Is that designing the smart contracts and making sure everything works together behind the scenes?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you know, you played with Meme.Market. So when you were buying and selling stonks, like how Eric was talking about earlier, you've interacted with our smart contracts. And so all the logic that went behind those smart contracts is written by me. You've interacted with, the quests at one point to receive meme tokens. And so all the logic that goes behind interacting with those quests is something that I've written. Right. So, and same with the token, meme token, even though it's on testnet, it's still an actual token that's deployed and being sent to our users. Right. So all the logic that goes behind it is how meme token gets used to power the meme market or the meme stock market, and how meme tokens get used in quests or meme contests. The whole logic is something that, I am involved in building. And so, yeah, that's essentially, my role from development perspective at the moment, since we're a small company, we don't have a large team yet, and we hope to get there soon. So.
Absolutely. And it really neat, smart contracts are kind of like the piece that organizes all of cryptocurrency, all of, things like DAOs. It organizes, the communication and like how the voting works. And it's a combination of these smart contracts. So moving on to talk a little bit about decentralized autonomous organizations. What's kind of your perspective on why they are important?
Yeah, a lot of reasons actually, and I'll throw out some examples. So recently, if we look at the collapse of FTX, right? Some pretty serious stuff happened behind the scenes, and a couple of the serious things include the fact that SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried Alameda, the founder of FTX, had access to funds in a backdoor way into the exchange, right? They accessed customer funds illegally and transferred them to their trading organization, which is a separate entity than FTX. And so how did he have access to that in the first place is a question, right? And why did he need or have that type of access? And so if we go back to DAOs, if we look at it, everything that's set up within a DAO in terms of the power of governing that comes within the DAO is set up on the smart contract. And when I say smart contract, if you go a little deeper into it, what is a smart contract? Smart contract is essentially a piece of program that defines how things will work within a certain organization or a certain program, right? And so for DAOs, it's very simple. Everyone has a piece of the pie, right? Whether it's a token or an NFT, and you take those tokens and you vote on things to approve or reject proposals, right? So anyone in the DAO can come in, put a proposal to do X amount. So because the power is distributed among multiple people, the hope is that it will function in an efficient way where no single person will have power to steal funds from the organization or do anything illegally, right? And so if FTX were to be a DAO, what would have happened is the CEO, SBF, would have tried to take those funds, maybe put up a proposal, and would have gotten rejected, right? And the funds would have been safe for customers. And the other fact is that because the funds would have been on the blockchain, everyone can monitor at what point where the funds are and where they're going, right? So if the funds are getting funneled into another organization in an illegal way or a backdoor way, people would have a way of transparently monitoring it. And that to me is really powerful. And so, DAOs are not perfect. Not every industry can work as a DAO, but there's certain organizations or aspects of the industries that can actually really benefit from DAOs from transparency and usability perspective.
Totally. And I think it's a good reminder, never, ever for any reason to keep your assets on a centralized platform, a centralized exchange. I don't care if it's Binance, KuCoin, one of the ones that is still going. It's a bad idea. Store it privately on a private wallet with your own private key where nobody else has access. And then you can easily keep track of it. And that's a good point. If those funds were, in a DAO, those addresses for those wallets would have been listed. Anyone could have went and checked out what the balances were, where they were going, if they were being touched, and if the user's wallet is, connected to each pool of tokens they held, there's no way for them to move them without their permission unless the smart contract is messed up, in which case that could be caught by any independent validator. So I think that's a really good point. And it kind of points to the safety, and transparency that we lack in current centralized systems, whether that be government or private organizations. So it kind of opens those books for private eyes, so there's less wheeling and dealing behind the scenes. So I think that's super great and a really great perspective. But yeah, I really appreciate you, taking the time to chat with me. And if people want to, get a hold of you or learn more about Meme.Market, where should they go?
Meme.Market. We're live on testnet. Like I said earlier, our URL is meme.market. So head on there, check out the platform, do some quests, earn some meme tokens, participate in the stock market. It's really fun. To get a hold of me, my Twitter handle is 0x the boss dragon. You can reach out to me on Twitter. I'd love to see some DMs.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And appreciate you coming by, and I'll see you on the panel.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks.